Hi guys, the Middle Maniac back again, and I'm actually excited for this video. I've been waiting to do this review for quite a while now. Finally got the album in that I was really looking forward to, and that is the live album Maiden Japan, of course, by Iron Maiden. Yeah, I've waited. Let me do the math really quick. Oh yeah, so I've waited a month and 4 days for this album to arrive. Yeah. But yeah, I just finished listening to it about I don't know 5-6 minutes ago, and unlike other new things that arrive, I didn't need to listen to this more than once before the review because I know 98% of these songs like the back of my hand, so I'm very familiar with them. I just am not quite familiar with the live versions, but they're the same just live. Anyway, so a little history behind this thing before I get into the tracks. There are 3 different versions of this. There is the original Japanese release, which is a 4-track EP, which I think just had, I think it had Killers, Wrathchild, I believe Murders in the Rue Morgue, and Iron Maiden, I think. And then there was at the same time released a 5-track EP, which was the second version, which I guess was an exclusive to Europe, America, and Canada, which had, I think, one more track. I think that one had Phantom of the Opera on it, which was the extra track. And then there's this version, which is the less common and rarer version, which is the full live album, which has 17 tracks. Um, uh, yeah, this one is the rarer version. This is the 17-track full live album. Yeah, the reason why I wanted to do this review, both because I really wanted to get this album and listen to it, but also because on YouTube, yes, there are 2. I think at the moment there are 2, unless someone uploaded another review of this before I got there. But from what I've seen so far, there are 2 reviews of this album. But both reviews that I've seen were the 5-track EP version, not the full version. But yeah, so anyway, of course, this was recorded during the Killers World Tour. Of course, this particular set of recordings was recorded when they were in Japan. Yeah, so oh, and this artwork is one of my favorite Iron Maiden artworks ever. Look at that. It's a classic Eddie with his, I think that's the version with the yellow shirt. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the version with the yellow shirt, although it's kind of hard because of the lighting that's bouncing off him. Although, hold on. And this may actually be the white shirt version of Eddie. Yeah, it actually kind of looks like the white shirt version, I think. But yeah, it's classic Eddie, holding a katana. And in the background, he's like on a stage, and then there's multicolored spotlights, which is really cool. And this is Made in Japan on here, and then I guess there's some Japanese symbols that I guess are the Japanese version of the title. And then in the back, pictures of the band, and then the track listing. Okay, so first off is the live version of Wrathchild. An amazing live version. I don't know whether I like this live version of Wrathchild better, or the version off of the Soundhouse Tapes compilation thingy. But yeah, it's still really good. Going to the live version of Purgatory. This one's really good. Although I do prefer the studio version over this version. Even though this version's amazing, I do prefer the slightly more refined studio version. But this is still this live version is still really good. I absolutely love it. A live version of Sanctuary. I actually do like this version better than the studio version, and even better than the live version, or from the Soundhouse compilation, and then even the demo version that I did like from the actual Soundhouse tapes section of that compilation, I do like, but I like this version better. This live version is awesome. Track number 4, a live version of Remember Tomorrow. I actually do kind of enjoy this live version. Yeah, even though I don't like I don't like any other versions of this song, but this live version is actually pretty good. I'm not gonna say it's great. I don't love it, but I think it's pretty good. Um, the live version of Another Life paired with Clive Burr's. Clive Burr. Okay, this one's really good, and then I love at the end how Clive Burr does this really long drum solo, which I actually, even though I really I do appreciate. Before I listened to this, yeah, I did appreciate Clive Burr as his drumming, and yeah, I was like, before I listened to this, I was like, okay, yeah, I love Clive Burr, and I love Nico McBrain equally as main drummers. But listening to this drum solo, and then actually listening to the live album in its entirety, I'm like, wow, yeah, I kind of do actually prefer Clive Burr now. But yeah, a live version of Genghis Khan. I actually do prefer this one over the studio version. Oh, the live version of Killers. I'm tied. Like I actually like all the versions of Killers I've heard so far equally, maybe except for the Made in England '88 version with Bruce. Even though I do enjoy that one somewhat. That one's just because Bruce is singing it and it's in like the style of, I guess, the operatic style. I don't like it as much, but all the rest of the versions that I've heard, the studio version, the live version from the studio version, and then the live version from the Soundhouse compilation, and then this live version, I actually like all those 3 versions equally. Like, they're all really good. I absolutely love it. Let's see, the live version of Innocent Exile. This one's really good. I think I prefer the studio version more, although I can't really tell because I love both so much. Twilight Zone. Yeah, something I don't actually own the version of Killers that actually has that song on it, even though I've heard it before. It's still okay. I like this version of Twilight Zone. I like the live version, although I do like the studio version a bit more, just because of Paul's vocals in that, just the way it was able to be recorded in this sort of weird, sort of eerie sound effect. Like his vocals were had the reverb on them, especially when he heightens his vocals. They had the reverb on that. But still, this live version was amazing too. I just slightly prefer the studio version more. Strange World, meh, it's okay. I mean, this live version is okay. I don't like the studio version at all, but the live version is meh. I don't mind it. The live version of Murders in the Rue Morgue. It's really good. Again, I do prefer the studio version, but still really good. Phantom of the Opera. Again, with the majority of these, I do prefer the studio version a bit more, but this is still really good. Iron Maiden. Okay, so I love this one. Yes, I prefer this for the studio version more, although out of all the live versions I've heard, this one is probably my second favorite of the live versions. I'd say my first favorite probably being the version of Iron Maiden from the Book of Souls live chapter. Yeah, this version of Iron Maiden is still really good. Running Free. Okay, this is definitely the best live version of Running Free that I've heard so far. Even though I really like the version from what was it, Live After Death. That one's really cool. I love that funny bit. I'm in the middle with Bruce. But overall, as a live version, overall I do prefer this version. I actually kind of prefer it more than the studio version a bit. And then Transylvania, with the Dave Murray doing a really long guitar solo at the end. I don't know. I like both the studio version and then this live version equally. Studio version, not studio version, live version of Drifter. I think this one's okay. I do prefer the studio version. And then I've Got the Fire, which is kind of weird because it actually sounds like a low res quality recording, a studio recording, just paired with at the very end there is an audience cheering, but I don't think that's the same recording as the actual performance. I think that was just slapped on here because yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a bonus track because there's like a little like star or hash or whatever thing next to it that usually on an album indicates it's a bonus track taken from a different recording and just slapped onto an album. But yeah, so that's it. That's all 17 tracks. Overall, definitely the best version of the best live album of Iron Maiden I've heard so far. So with that said, it's definitely a 10 out of 10. Yeah, even though I'm giving it a 10 out of 10, even though it's not entirely perfect. Like with Drifter, I think is okay. Still, even though it's an okay, I think it's a really good okay. But even with that, it's still close enough to perfect, like past near perfect and almost to perfect. But I'm gonna give it a pass and give it a 10 just because I love it so much. Yeah. Oh yeah, the artwork. There is artwork. Oh yeah, and the disc is Eddie too. The artwork. On the inside there is. Oh no, it's not artwork. It's just photos. But I really love the photos. There's the band on stage. And then there's just another collage of different pictures of the band. And then I guess them in some kind of karate class, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the difference between karate, kung fu, or stuff like that. I'm not very educated in that. I know they're karate and kung fu and jujitsu are all completely different. So I don't know what, but yeah, it's something like that. And then of course more collages. There's a Eddie on stage. Ah, they've captured Eddie. But yeah. So yeah, that's it for the photos. Hold on. Be really careful because this could fall out easily. Okay, there we go. Oh yeah, that's good. Okay, so overall, a fantastic live album. 10 out of 10. It's definitely my favorite Iron Maiden live album I've heard so far. Yeah, I actually do prefer this over any of the other ones. Like I prefer it over Rock in Rio. I prefer it over Live After Death, and I do prefer it over the Book of Souls live chapter, which I won't get out because I have some albums that might topple over. But anyway, so yeah, so that's it for this review. Also, this is the only video I'm gonna be uploading today, just because it's so late. Uh, yeah, and I probably won't be uploading any videos tomorrow, because tomorrow is a day I am very busy. But yeah, so, I'll probably, hold on, I gotta look at my work schedule really quick. I may upload a video on, Thursday. Yeah, I'll upload at least 2 videos on Thursday, but, tomorrow definitely won't be able to upload any. But, so that's it for, this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.